I'd say the Rodan because, to be honest, the bust is probably the best out of all of these.
Well,
Yeah.
let's save the best for last and open up the bus then, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, the diorama. All right, cool. I get to say things now because look, I got one too, everybody.
Yay!
Hey, check that. Look at that. I am turning things. Look at that. Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna get out my little scalpel tool if I can find out where the heck that went. Or not. Let's see. Just noting, this is Rodan 1993. The Galley diorama of Rodan is based on his appearance in 1993's Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. So it's the second. It is made of high-quality PVC and features detail sculpting and paint details. Designed by Joe Allard, sculpted by George Santos Souza. Okay, there you go. Everyone has been properly credited, I believe. And the box itself is pretty colored well. Not all the boxes you get are, have all the design stuff on the outside. So,
yeah, all the packaging. I mean, they definitely ensure that it's not going to get messed up.
Yeah, I do like that.
I'm curious because this is also from the same movie. Is there a Mecha Godzilla from Galaxy or what is it?
If they have one, they haven't put it out yet. They have one. They haven't put it out yet. So I'm gonna pop this open the same way these guys are. Just quick look inside here. It's a pretty nondescript box for you who are box keepers. You know that I'm not, and for the safety of the earth, recycle. Yeah. All right. And so,
but you might want to resell it at some point. Come on.
I've promised myself to this point that I'm not doing that. I am only going to give joy away. So that's what I've been doing so far. I haven't sold a thing. I'm just giving things and letting people be happy with them. Well, there you go. So there you go.
Good man.
Hey guys, recycle. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Whew. First looks. There's a lot going on here in first looks. I don't know what the Godzilla look like, but they've got a fair bit of detail in here. I think for me, it's a little bit lost up here on the wing. It starts to lose some of that detail nature where you think when it cuts back.
You mean in the paint or just the sculpting?
In the sculpting, I think. If you look at the back versus the wing, right? So you look at the back here where that connection piece meets the wing, and the wing to have less sculpting than the back. So
yeah, I think it extends a lot further, kind of down to his hip on the actual character.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's holding the egg, or I forgot what the hell that was called, guys. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I gotta rewatch this movie. It's been a while. I don't remember.
It's a Godzilla egg.
It's a Godzilla egg. Okay. Expert opinion on it being a Godzilla egg. All right, and so I guess these are more of the Mecha Godzilla pieces, or I can't tell what.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Okay, so Rodan is sitting over the top like Godzilla was, a flood of foggy cloud, which is the dismembered remains of Mecha Godzilla, and he is.
Yeah, I think in the context of the film, the Rodan comes and fights Mecha Godzilla and takes out his eye at some point, but then gets defeated, and that's when Godzilla has to come in and save the day.
Was that what? I thought it was I thought Godzilla was getting his ass handed to him, and then Rodan saved the day. I can't remember though.
Well, he might have done that so Godzilla can recuperate and then come back for round 2.
Well, there you go.
I think in the end, Rodan, kind of like what happened with Mothra, he like transferred all of his energy into Godzilla, and then
he sort of laid on top of him or something.
Yeah.
Inappropriately.
And how would that be displayed in today's graphics? That's highly interesting. Okay, so one of the things I comment about a lot, and if you don't watch all of my stuff, which I can't guarantee you do, all these damn bases back here, 99% of them come with rocks. For some reason, our friends at Diamond Select love to put the basis of our characters on something rock oriented. I'm glad to see this is more cement driven. This doesn't appear to be like a rock surface, but more like of a manufactured location, something like a human created setup through here. I like the colors that they're using on them. It's sort of soft palette, muted back here, but I lose a little bit of the detailing when it comes down to the spines along the wings. It looks like
Yeah, and some of the painting is kind of wonky on the side of the wings.
Yeah.
that was the first indication I got too. It just doesn't look like they come to find enough points through here, like it's a little muddled running down the line. I mean, still super cool. And
Yeah, no, I like this pose a lot for sure.
on the inside of the wing here, I'm not sure you guys can tell that since it's so difficult for the lighting, but they actually did some textural elements on the inside of the wing, so I'm happy to see that. So they didn't just leave the outside textured and then the inside untextured. That part's cool. Let me see. Is there anything we have to worry about like falling off? So the gun turrets here, oddly enough, are the most susceptible to movement. You can move those with your fingers.
I don't think that's intentional, but yeah, they're just
No.
sort of.
No, that's why I said susceptible. I mean, just you gotta be careful about how you play. I don't think it's gonna move or anything. We got some rockets. So anything with the soft tip on here is gonna be a little bit movable, malleable. The edges of the wings are a little bit malleable, which I don't hate. That's fine.
Well, I think that's because of the material they make it out of. It just becomes not rubbery, but it's not as sturdy as resin per se.
right.
But that's fine too. It doesn't have to be resin all the time.
No. Well, resin winds up costing you a lot more money too.
Yeah.
The resin pieces have to be cast set. So, as far as I understand it, I like the piece. I think it's pretty detailed, for what it is. I think it falls down in a couple of places. I think we've already indicated where they are. Mostly it's the wings and the paint job with stuff like this. I'm not sure you can see like on mine. It just crosses over the paint.
Yeah, no, it's the same with mine.
Yeah. So it just seems like it, for lack of a better term, might have been a rush paint job on some. But I do like the elements. I love him holding the egg. I like that they cleared it out with the energy focus, that they're doing on the egg here, which is kind of cool. And I really like the spikes. The spikes are sharp as shit. You put your finger back there?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you can get hurt with this thing.
You really can. You can poke your eye out with that.
Literally.
Poke your eye out. Just don't bend down without your glasses on, I guess. It's pretty cool. I think this sits around the same in terms of that price range. So
now, given that this is smaller, because this is about half of the size as the Godzilla one.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would pay the same price.
No, I think this is similarly priced, but I want to say this was in that $49 to $60 range when they had it up. So made in China, single lockdown piece of the base here. It's all hollow. It's a nice piece. It's a nice piece. For if you have a Godzilla collection and you don't have a Rodan in it, you're gonna have a problem. The question is like, can you find a billion other Rodans? I think the answer is yes. But you're gonna pay a shit ton more for them. So
Sure.
Does this fit in a collection for a Godzilla fan? Is it dynamic enough? Is it displayable enough? Would it take a place on Georgie's shelf? That's really the question here is whether or not George is a character to put this up.
I would honestly display this one more than the Godzilla one, just because it just looks a little better. And like you said, all the problems, yeah, that's still the case, but it does look a little better than the Godzilla one.
Yeah.
Again, displaying it, I don't know, because I am such a snob when it comes to. I hate to say it. It's funny you should mention that too. I just got the Gigan.
Oh,
from
that's cool.
What is it? S&H Arts.
S&H Fig Arts.
Yeah, and this thing, the way it's sculpted, man. But true to form, these are $100 more or less. But the sculpt on this is phenomenal. It's worth paying that extra coin just for that. But it's not a bad sculpt. It's a good diorama. It's a good base. It's a good pose. I would not, if I had the space, I would display it. Yes, okay. You're right. I'm at a premium right now. I can't. Unfortunately, I've got like all this stuff up there that I just can't put anything else up. So yeah, I really have to pick and choose.
Well, you just buy a new house, George. I mean,
yeah, I get another room.
Clearly, you're out of space. You just got to grow into a new space. That's all to it.
There you go.
Yeah. What do you think, man? What's your feeling on it? Give me your Godzilla.
I mean, I think I really like how they have the translucent egg. I mean, some of the edges on this are pretty sharp. Actually, it did cut my finger, but that's okay. Um,
On those bases, now that you have it, do they fit together? No, right?
they don't have like a specific way they fit, but like on the box, it actually shows them displayed together somehow.
Does it?
Uh,
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
Why that makes sense to me is that they both have sort of the Mechagodzilla, what do you call it, accoutrement on the bottom here,
Yeah.
whatever the bits and pieces are. So that kind of makes sense that they could live together in a set next to one another. I can see that. Absolutely.
yeah, it shows on the box that they're supposed to sit side like this kind of one facing this way, one facing the other.
All right. Well,
But I mean, nonetheless, it's getting displayed.
you heard it from the experts. You got to buy one, you buy both. There it is. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. So you got to
Yeah.
buy both of them. There it is. Time to select toys. Find your own, because I think they're out. Sadly,
Do you know? Does it say how many do they make? I'm curious. Why are they sold
well,
out?
normally on these here, they're not limited runs, but they'll let certain properties drop off, and then so for example, there was a big plan to do a Transformers line, and I was so excited. They had this crazy Galvatron layout. It was wonderful, and then I was like, yeah, let me have those, and they're like, yeah, just kidding. They took away our shit, and I was like, "Aw!" And then
They lost the franchise, the IP.
Yeah.
they'll lose it to somebody else who's doing, similar something. So it's another company who's saying, "My life."
Skybound has the property to it.
There you go. And Skybound actually is doing some work with Diamond. So I just opened up yesterday, day before. What the hell did I open up? Oh, actually, it might be my my Muppets that were doing Skybound. Yeah, I think the Muppets here were Skybound's. Still got Gonzo in there.
Are they good? I think I bought Ren and Stimpy. Are they doing that? Does Ren and Stimpy do that?
I think they did have, or they do have a Ren and Stimpy, and they also have Morty. What is his name? Damn it.
Yeah, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Excuse me. They also have Rick and Morty come on. They got a couple of cool ones that are sort of from animated features that they're starting to push out into. A lot of the Lord of the Rings stuff, I'm going to be, as a matter of fact, I got one here that's got to get unboxed where Gollum has some really cool portraits and weapons. I don't know why, because he doesn't sport weapons. but he's also got like 3 different portraits.
Right, he comes with a lightsaber and
he comes with a lightsaber,
rocket launcher.
He uses the Force. But no, I don't know if you guys can see it or not because of the glare, but he is sitting on a rock. So he's got that I'm staring at from on high.
Oh.
He's got that I really got to go bad.
Well, exactly. His eyes are so cracked out. My kid said he looked like he was cracked out for real because his eyes that wide and he's staring down. And it's like, okay. But Lord of the Rings, they've got statues and maquettes and toys that they're limping into now. So they're really bits and pieces, and they're trying to find, I think, what's working out the best. Like examples, I just opened up some Muppets. I absolutely loved opening the Muppets, Gotta work out. So I have a lot of fun with that. Let's talk.
Yeah, I've got a Pepe somewhere around here.
Do you?
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm a king prong. I'm not a shrimp.
I think they need to bring that back. I think they need to bring back every potentially racist animated character. I am all over Pepe Le Pew. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get. I mean, no, that I don't think it's so much that it's racist, but that the way he is.
Pig. Yeah.
His forcing himself on a woman.
Womanizing. I thought he was.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he was a little bit forceful. Yeah.
Sure, but I guess some people don't think that's funny, but it was in a comedic way because he never won. He never got the girl. Nothing ever happened.
Right.
It was just her being very. And then the 1-2 times that he did get her, she was this wreck when you see her, and then he's like, "Oh no, honey, I'm sorry." I'm out.
Yeah. All right, guys. So tell me, what do we think on this statue here? What are we giving a cheese rating here? Come on.
Where do you go, Savannah?
What is it out of the 5 you said?
You go out of 5. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go with, since it's still got, like that sentimental value of Rodan protecting the egg, like it's its own, but it's not actually. Um, uh, because of the lore wise, I would say like a 4 out of 5.
Oh,
Quality 3 out of 5. So I'm gonna honestly just say all around 3 out of 5 because it cut me.
3 out of 5 sounds like a very fair assessment. What do you got there, Georgie?
Yeah, I mean the sculpting too. It's the same type of sculpting like the Godzilla has, so I'm not a big fan of it. I would have put that as a 2, but I would share Savannah's sentiments on everything else. It looks a lot cooler for some reason than the Godzilla one. Or if I had to make a choice, I would pick this one over the Godzilla just because of the cool factor, not because of the monster factor. But yeah, I'd say, what'd you say, 3 out of 5 and all that?
Yeah, you know what,
Yeah.
guys? I didn't get a chance to be up close on the sculpt for Godzilla, but I really like the portrait sculpt on this. I like the way they did the eyes layout, and I like the texture in his head. I like the way they did his neck coming out, and I especially am enjoying the beak because it doesn't look like the teeth were just painted on. They're actually molded there. There's some texture to them,
Oh
and
yeah.
I appreciate that you can see all the way. It's not just a painted black spot, but it actually goes all the way back to his throat level. So from a portrait perspective, just looking at the Godzilla that you guys have, I like this better. This is
Yeah.
this has got
Yeah.
he's screaming. That screaming look that he's giving right now it's doing a lot for the acting role for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing a lot to tell the story in terms of what just went down. He's still pretty hot behind this whole thing, get ready to take flight off from the clouds. So there isn't a question mark about what's happening in the scene. So I really appreciate that. Because of the cost, I think I probably will stay at a 3 also, and I'm gonna go with you guys in a 3 out of 5. Yeah, but still, I really enjoy it. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, it looks good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish they'd done a better job of paint on the wings. That's my only comment.
Yeah, the wing
Mhm.
painting on mine is actually like really, really choppy.
Yeah, copy. It's a little. It's just if they would have just tightened that up there, I probably would have had a lot less complaint because they tried to do this sort of gradient color line coming off the wing or off the spine parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe texturally, if they took some of this veining on the wings and gave it a little bit darker color, but seeing as they were rushing through the big parts, I doubt they want to do the small ones. So, all right.
Very true.
Cool, cool, cool. So far, this one does better than the Godzilla that we opened up, but now the pièce de résistance.